Today we're going to compare the Canon EOS 90D with some video we took on it for basically blogging your podcast, whatever, with an iPhone 11 Pro and a GoPro 8. And we're going to compare the videos to see the quality we're getting out of them. But first, before we do that, thank you for all the love and comments you gave me on the unboxing video for the Canon EOS 90D. I really appreciate it. And also make sure you subscribe because we're going to make a whole bunch of, videos on this camera and actually how to use it for your podcast, for blogging, for your content development. So make sure you subscribe. So we created all the videos at the highest resolution for the devices, whether it be the iPhone 11, the Canon EOS, or the GoPro 8, right? So it was 4K on all of them, or what they consider 4K. Now, we're not getting into the specifics. This is for someone who's looking to upgrade, basic sort of blog content development. So basically, what we did is the videos you're going to see actually show the difference in between the devices. The first one we're going to do is we're going to compare the iPhone 11 versus the Canon EOS. This is the iPhone 11 Pro at its highest settings. This is the Canon EOS 90D at its highest settings. So as you can see, the Canon EOS the quality is much higher. Now, one of the things we also noticed is file sizes, but we're going to talk about file sizes in a minute and the difference in file sizes. Now, if you look at the Canon EOS versus the GoPro, same thing. You'll see it's a much better quality. You see much more details like on my face and my clothing. We noticed this when we also filmed some stuff in the studio, that there was a lot more detail when we compared the two. So you can see in this video, there's a lot more detail on the device. So this is the GoPro 8 in 4K at its highest settings. Now, one of the other things to really consider is storage. Now, what do I mean by that? You're like, okay, I'm recording to a card. If I have, an SD card that is, whatever, 128 gigs or 32 gigs or whatever it is, it's 32 gigs. But what happens is we noticed, and actually this is the GoPro actually has a micro SD card. For the iPhone, you're saving to your device itself. And for this, it's a full-size SD card. Now, one of the things we did notice is the file size that comes out of the Canon EOS for about the same time period, same length, video is much higher. In some cases, it was double the other devices. Now, why does that matter? Well, think about it. There's two reasons. One, storage. And if you're creating a lot of videos, you need a lot of storage. The other one is the fact that processing time. If you're taking your videos and you're creating you're creating content with them, you're editing them in iMovie or Premiere or whatever the case is, those files actually get really big. The bigger they are, the longer it takes to process, the more computing power you actually need to process the files, the more memory, the more hard drive space, things like that. So one of the things we notice is while the Canon EOS gives us a much better quality, the file size is much bigger, which in turn, makes you have to make sure you have enough storage on your device, especially that many computers these days have SSD drives, which are much smaller in capacity than, traditional hard drives. So what we would recommend any video editing you really do is you make sure you buy an external hard drive where you're putting your videos. I personally like to process my videos on my computer. I feel like it runs faster, and then move them over once they're processed to the external device. Some people process directly to an external device. I mean, even in things like, for instance, if you don't even want to store them, right, and you want to use like YouTube as your archive, in things like iMovie, and we actually have a video on this, you could actually export your video and upload it directly to YouTube, so you're not even storing the movie itself on your device. So just a little an extra tip right there, and make sure you subscribe because we're going to make another video on the Canon EOS 90D.